What a beautiful and evocative game this is. It's not long, maybe an hour or two in my case, because I like to take my sweet time, which is perhaps the only downside. But in truth, it means you're guaranteed to experience the whole tale in a single sitting. It's about the length of a movie in truth. It's effectively a puzzle platformer, but the specifics of what the puzzles represent are revealed to be a bit more than simple brain teasers as the tale unfolds. They're not intended so much as a challenge as they are pieces of a larger puzzle that you're slowly assembling, because the platforming itself is really just a vehicle, held up by three pillars as I see it. The first is an original score of poignant jazz music. Jazz comes in different flavors, but this is the one that most everybody enjoys. Cool, offbeat, and calming. The second pillar consists of the simple but effective cel-shaded visuals that are beautifully animated, with a striking color palette used to easily convey the emotional state of whoever it represents. And the third is a thought-provoking story of four friends that is brilliant in its simplicity. The quartet is broken in both mind and spirit, because they are, in fact, now a trio, and you play as the phantom of Nina, their recently lost friend. But what you are and how you fit into their reality is not nearly as clear-cut as being a simple ghost. If I'm going to convince you to play the game, then I do need to tread lightly, because the gentle revelation of how much impact Nina had on their lives and their soundness of mind is part of the journey. I don't want to overstate how profound the game is. It's not one that relies on twists or dramatic turns, but rather I just want to underline how sensitive the narrative is to the harsh realities of mental health that many suffer from, especially, but of course not limited to, artists and those who maybe take unorthodox life choices in an attempt to battle their anxieties. As these three remaining friends come together for a final performance to honour their friend, you, that is, Nina, exist through their memories of her and proceed even in death to provide a guiding hand, as she clearly did in life, to assist them in overcoming their various personal struggles. It may all sound a little vague, but it's not. It's actually surprisingly well handled, and it all becomes more obvious as you progress. The game itself is the product of 7 years hard grafting by a very talented developer called Mads Vadsholt, who worked with his father to produce the music before, as I understand it, aid from the PlayStation Indie Fund allowed him to finalise the project, which ultimately included just short of 20 talented artists. Considering the scale of the production, it's actually incredible that no one area failed to pull its punches, but where the sound design and visual animations are as top-notch as you'd find in any AAA game, it does show up the dialogue just a little, but not enough to even come close to spoiling the experience. Mads also used his sister's talents to voice Nina, as she is the group's saxophonist and, more importantly, singer. And this adds such an endearing touch to the final product, as the three members of the family all contributed to arguably three of the most impactful aspects of the game. And with that in mind, the game went on to win this year's IGF Award for Excellence in Audio, that being no small matter as the IGF is the largest indie game gathering annually. And in doing so, Mads discussed the inspiration for the game, which is almost as heartwarming as the game itself and adds yet another layer to what makes the game so evocative.
No surprise, I didn't expect this award. 9 years ago, my mom died of cancer, and I didn't know when I started this game 7 years ago that it was about her. She was a singer, and the game is about the spirit of a singer who wants to get her old band back together. And the fact that I've been able to make this game with my father and my sister has been just really an emotional journey, and is a way to overcome my grief, and I'm just very happy that I can share this message and make a game about loss that people resonate with. So thank you so much for this award.
The only real hurdle, and unfortunately it will be a major one for some, is the high cost to length ratio. A quick hunt online turns up Steam keys for less than £3 or $4, but the listed price on both Steam and the PlayStation Store is £8 or $10, which seems a little steep for its length. But having said that, when it comes to indie games, comparing them to market costs is perhaps unreasonable because it's as much a passion project as it is a game, and something that will resonate far more with some than others. So cost and value are ultimately pretty subjective. Genuinely profound games are not common. There are examples, from AAA down to indie, like The Last of Us, Telltale's The Walking Dead, Shadow of the Colossus, Undertale, Heavy Rain, Braid. If you've played any of them, then you know what I'm talking about. These games have more of an emotional impact than we can possibly impart with words. You just have to play them. But if you Google the phrase profound games, these are the ones that come up every time, because really there are so few of them in the world today because it requires such talent to get right. If the Forest Quartet had been a larger production with the reach that comes with it, it would be on that list too. But it's quite new, so maybe someday it will be.
I'm starting to go crazy nuts in these woods.
If you are partial to a story that has the power to bring a tear to your eye, then I urge you to buy and complete the Forest Quartet, because, like the message that it imparts, I think your life will be a little bit better with this game residing in the back of your mind. A like and subscribe would help me so much if you can, so please don't hesitate to mash that button if you feel like it. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself, and hopefully see you next time.